So we need to waltz away, and remember our cross wrap. He's crossing over, she's crossing over, but you're ending up in a wrap, so you're only going halfway around. So he's like, kind of like maneuvering, and she's like picking up. Cross, 2, 3. And now we can switch sides. Back waltz, 1, 2, 3. Roll the lady across, 1, 2, 3. Lots of different things can happen. Let's try it. Better fun during about a 3/4 turn pivot. So it's 1, 2, 3. I know we almost fell over.
I was ready.
But I knew that we would have caught us. So pivot to semi. 1, 2, 3. So she steps forward, he steps forward, and then you both step forward to semi-close. Okay, let's try. If you start a left turning box facing center, you're going to end the left turning box facing center. If you start facing line, you're going to end it facing line. Left turning box goes 360 from wherever it starts. Okay? So, then we had the men facing center, and we had a little difference of opinion on which way our twirls were going. If he's facing center, gentlemen, your line of direction of travel is reverse line. Don't switch and go down line of dance. This is where your lead foot is. That's where you're going. So if we do a waltz away and together, we're moving to reverse line of dance. If we do a twirl line, we're moving to reverse line of dance. If the men's facing center, fellas, you can guarantee you're going to be moving reverse line of dance. You have the lead foot free. Okay? So don't think you're automatically got to switch around and go down line of dance, because that can cause big accidents on the freeway. Except we're going to do 2 measures, 2 right turns, back, side, close, forward, side, close. And we end up 3/4 of the way around. By definition, 2 right turns will take you 3/4 of the way around unless there's another ending position given, or if it says 2 quarter right turns, because then you would only turn 1/4 and 1/4 instead of 3/8 and 3/8. Because when you do 2 right turns, it's 3/8 of a turn and 3/8 of a turn.
It only took her probably 4 or 5 years to figure that out.
It took me 20 years to figure that out.
It was always a quarter turn and a little bit more.
Quarter turn and a little more makes more sense to me. 2 quarter right turns, turns 1/4, turns 1/4. So we're only going halfway around, because 2/4 makes a half.
What a novel idea.
Right turns, starter, right turns, start turning early. When you take your first step of your right turn, you're going to commence turn. Okay? When you do left turns, the left turn itself happens late. Your body starts preparing for the left turn on the first step, but the turn doesn't actually happen until between the first and the second step. Okay? So if we are doing a left turning box, he is stepping forward, Now we're gonna turn and take our side step and close our feet. So that's why our left turns are happening late. They're happening between those two steps. So when we do a left turning box, it's forward, turn, close, back, turn, close, forward, turn, close, back, turn, close. So the turn is actually happening between, after the foot hits the floor on the first step. Okay? Right turns start early. When he starts moving on that right turn, he's moving and he's turning. Okay? And you've got to start right turns early. Okay? Otherwise you'll never make it around. So when we do 2 right turns, he's going back, side, close, forward, side, close. So when we do left turns, we're going forward, side, close, back, side, close, turn 3/4, just like the right turns 3/4 of the way around. Okay? So left turns, turn 3/4 normally, 2 left turns, 2 right turns, turns 3/4, unless otherwise designated. So if we've done something that puts us in closed position with the man facing line of ends, and we do 2 left turns, he's going to do forward, turn, close, turning 3/8. Forward, turn, close. Trailing foot is free. Back, turn, close, turning 3/8. Voila, we're back around to face the wall. Back in our standard position. Okay? Men maneuver to pick up ladies. Okay? Interesting train of thought, right? Men maneuver and they're going to pick up a lady. So men do the maneuvering action. It's a right face turn, so if we do a bit back, maneuver, he's turning right face. He's doing the maneuver. Definition, putting his back to his line of direction of travel. Okay. Pickup means he's going to face his line of direction of travel and bring the ladies to him. So he is picking her up. He's bringing her to him. So if we're in a semi-closed position and we do a pickup, it's a 3-count movement, just like the maneuver is, 3 steps. We're both going to step through together in our semi-closed position. Now, gentlemen, this little upper body right here is very critical that you can turn at the waist. Because what you're going to do is, as you're taking a side step, you're going to turn that upper body at the waist so that your upper body is now facing line of ends. And you know what that does? Puts that lady right in front of you, right where you want her. Okay. So we take our step through here. Now, he's going to bring me in front of him, and then we're going to close our feet. Voila. I'm in closed position. He's facing line of ends. He's facing his line of direction of travel. We're ready to go. Okay. Remember, this is waltz. Waltz figures close on the last step. It's a true waltz figure. You're closing your feet, and that does not mean to have your feet away from each other. Okay? Closing means to have them side by side. So when we do a pickup, We're both going to step through. I'm not outstepping him, I'm not stepping in front of him, I'm stepping through right with him. Now, he's gonna turn and rotate me in front of him, and then we close our feet. And I'm there.
And when you close your feet, you transfer your weight?
Transfer weight, yes. Always transfer weight on your closing steps. Eye level for both of you. If she's a lot shorter, fellas, you have to drop the hand down. Don't make her do this. Okay, if she's a lot shorter, bring your hand down, let it come down here, okay? We happen to be the same height, so we don't have to worry about that. Our hand is gonna sit right basically at our eye level. A little bit of bend. We're not clear in here because that feels weird. It feels kind of conglomerated up, okay? You don't want to have it way sticking out here either. Just a nice bend. Ladies, your left hand, I notice some of the girls are having a tendency to do this. All that does is pull him over into your dance space and you don't want him there. Okay? Your left hand goes on his shoulder, fingertips, just about where the seam on his shoulder would come in, okay? Where it should be, you always wear shirts too big. And his arm is out, her arm is out. I'm not laying on his arm. Okay?
Is it supposed to be tight?
Actually, ladies, you should be almost be able to put your arm around his elbow. If you're in a good closed position, you would put your arm around his elbow, put your fingers on his shoulder, that's where they need to go. Then lift your arm up, and that's where your fingers should go, and that's where your arm should be.
Still trying to figure all that out.
Yeah, so it's good closed position, foot free, and we do a maneuver. He's going to step through, turning right face, so his turn is happening early. Side, close. And semi-closed, trailing foot free. Girls, it's a left face turn. And men, it's a left face turn, so the turn is happening late. You step through first. You bring her in front for your pickup. So it's a rule of thumb that you can put in your little memory bank as long as you're round dancing in phase 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Right turns start early, left turns happen late. And that's that way. From here, anytime you're in semi-closed position, you step through in semi-closed position, side, close. Now you close your feet, close your body. But when you're in semi, the feet are apart. Remember that anytime you hear the word balance, that means there's 3 weight changes. You're going to take 3 actual steps. So if we're in closed position and we do a balance forward and back, he's doing forward, in place, back, in place, There's 3 actual weight changes, okay? Different than forward touch, back touch. It accomplishes the same thing, but it's done differently because when you do a balance, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. There's actual weight change on that balance, okay? Now, balances can go forward, they can go back, and they can go left, and they can go right. Keeping in mind that there's 3 steps on a balance, The third step is going to be kind of behind your body. You're going to take your first step to the side in the direction. So his balance left, his left, her right. You're going to bring that foot in close to the other foot, slightly behind the other foot, and rise to the toe, and then you replace in place, just like we did on the balance forward and back. Side, behind, in place. You replace the foot right there. Okay? But there's 3 actual weight changes. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. In difference of what we've been doing since day 1, side draw, touch. Side draw, touch. Different. Accomplishes the same thing, ends in the same place. You can do one for the other, but there are differences in the two.